going to go a little bit more in depth into the deep south threat for today's severe weather event, Easter Sunday. I'm recording this at this is 9:45 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We're gonna go straight to the HRRR, or the High Resolution Rapid Refresh, to really take a look at the south. In the south, I think we're in the time frame where we can start looking at some of the mesoscale features. Mesoscale is smaller scale features such as boundaries, and I think storm boundaries are going to play a huge role in what's going to happen today. Another limiting factor we're probably going to see is there is some convection over the northern half of both Mississippi and Alabama today, early this morning, and that could limit some of the surface cape. But we're going to get a little bit more into that here as we take a look at the HRRR. So this is just a general outlook of what we think, or general timing. Let's take a look at that. So this is basically right now. This is 7Z. So this was 9 a.m. this morning. Actually, let's go to the more updated one, 12Z run of the High Resolution Rapid Refresh. So this is 9 a.m. this morning, and as you can see, there's just around the northern half here of the states, we do see a little bit of convection, and that could limit some of the maybe the later northern threats. That's just something to keep an eye on if the surface cape does rebound. So let's just go through the time of the day. So this is 10 a.m. This is 11 a.m. We're going into the noon hour, 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. You see, through 4 o'clock, we do see these showers here. This is associated probably with a warm front that's still coming through the area, and this will not be severe. This convection out in front will not be severe. But you do see this line developing to the south here. This is 4 p.m. Today. This is 4 p.m. today. And so just take a look at a sounding here. This is from northern Alabama, just to take a look at what kind of surface cape we're going to be dealing with after some of the convection comes through. And as you can see, the surface cape, while it's still not bad at all, at 660 joules, it is still not particularly what we want for a big severe weather outbreak. Now we do look at the hodograph, and I mean the hodograph is pretty impressive here with 1 kilometer speeds at about 55, almost 60 knots. I mean the shear there is pretty impressive. You can see on the right side here how the wind it's due southeast wind, and then it kind of changes as you get higher in the atmosphere to more of a westerly wind, and that's going to be key to see what kind of shear levels we get in front of this line. As you can see, so we move into some of the evening hours. Let's go back here. So this is some of the evening hours, and you can see here some of these smaller storms starting to pop up, and these are going to be probably supercellular. This will be the beginning of an initiation. And one of the things, storm initiation, one of the things I want to keep an eye on is from this morning, what kind of storm boundaries do we get off? When storms move through an area or they fizzle out, they'll still have something called a storm boundary, and that's more of a mesoscale feature where storms later on, when the heating of the day comes and they get enough energy, enough cape, they love to form on that boundary. What kind of boundary do we get from, or do we get any sort of boundaries from today's wave? And that'll be key to look at timing and location. But as you can see, so we move into some of the evening hours, late evening hours, and you can see this line back to, this is kind of Louisiana, Mississippi, up through Mississippi, and this is going to be the more linear. This is going to be associated with the cold front coming through, but as you can see, it's not really linear. I mean, it's obviously a line, but there's a lot of kinks, and there looks to be smaller cells in that. So a lot of it will depend, is it going to be supercellular, this line, or will it be more linear with something called QLCSs, which I've explained before as quasi-linear convection systems. That's going to be another key, but I think the SPC has done a great job with where they position their moderate. Actually, you know what, let's go ahead and take a look at the SPCC outlook. This will be good to take a look at just to show some of the areas we're looking at. So as you can see, the moderate risk includes the northeastern half of Louisiana into basically really most of Mississippi and almost all of Alabama. They shifted it a little bit further south and east. I think a lot of it has to do with timing, and I think this northern half through Tennessee may be affected a little bit by the morning convection. That's kind of what happened in Illinois a couple weeks ago, where we had an enhanced region of enhanced category, and it just completely got thrown out of the window after the morning convection came through and really beat down the surface cape levels. But the one thing, this is closer to the Gulf of Mexico. It takes a lot less time and a lot less effort to regain that surface cape. So let's take a look at one more sounding here. Let's go take a look at the Birmingham area. Let's go 23Z. So this is right around somewhere between 7 and 9 o'clock tonight. Let's take a look at this sounding, see what kind of hodograph it has, and we'll look at the surface cape levels, see if it kind of replenishes by this time. That'll be key if we want to see storm initiation and continued storm initiation throughout the night. If this wants to load, it may not want to load. Pivotal Weather's had their servers have been absolutely jammed, so they've had a hard time loading some of these soundings. There we go. So yeah, as you can see, so surface cape down here is approaching 1,000. So that's basically that's plenty surface cape. Mid levels 800, so not really as high as I think the NAM was showing yesterday. But still, if you look at the hodograph, it's still pretty impressive. Maybe not as much wind shear. Maybe not as not the change of direction as you go higher in the atmosphere like we would like to see, but a lot of it could be with where I placed it. If it and some of these soundings sometimes with these computer models can be a little bit off too. But so the big thing for the south is this is going to come in multiple waves. There's going to be kind of a mid-afternoon wave and probably a couple small waves, and then an evening wave associated with this cold front here. That's going to be key, is how big, how strong each wave is, and what kind of severe weather threat does each wave bring. Is it supercellular, or does a line of storms develop? And then you're going to have to get into the mesoscale with all the storm boundaries and everything. That's going to be key. The other thing is there's a little piece of energy, and I'm not going to get into this too much, but there's a little piece of energy, a little blip in the vorticity that could interact into northern Mississippi, northern Alabama. Little small piece of energy, and that will that'll enhance the tornado threat. Northern Mississippi, northern Alabama. Timing is good with this thing for peak heating. So I mean, it's really going to be something to keep an eye on. Stay safe today. Make sure you have a way to get warnings for everyone. This is all up and down. I'm going to try to do a video here in a little bit talking about the Mid-Atlantic threat and how it's kind of changed, or maybe not changed as much. But stay safe, everyone. Happy Easter as well. Hope you guys enjoyed time with your family. And once again, stay safe today.